Okay. Go on. He hasn't spent any time with other chimps.
Oh, we're used to that. He'll be a little skittish at first, but we'll integrate him. You'll probably miss him more than he'll miss you. You'll be surprised how quick they adapt. We provide a stimulating...
That's a clip from this weekend's big-budget remake, The Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Our movie guy, Aaron Lafferty, is here with a preview of what's opening this weekend in West Michigan.
Yes.
All right.
So 30 minutes next weekend. This weekend, definitely the big one's going to be Rise of the Planet of the Apes. This is the 7th Planet of the Apes movie. So this is the one that's going to kind of take us back to how it all started. How did the apes take over the planet, kind of a thing. We got James Franco, Frida Pinto, you might remember from Slumdog Millionaire, John Lithgow, who's been in a million things, Brian Cox, who does a lot of good character acting. Basically, it's James Franco is a scientist. He figures out possibly the cure to Alzheimer's, and they decide to start testing it. Well, one of the test subjects is a chimpanzee. Not only does he show great signs that this drug is working, he actually gets smarter and smarter and smarter, and then he ends up, once he's older, he ends up in this compound with all these other apes and chimpanzees and orangutans and gorillas, and basically they break out. Not to give them a whole movie away, but you can kind of tell from the trailers that's where this movie's going.
Yeah, right. So you said this brings you back to the first movie. So if you have not followed the first 6, you're not going to be lost.
You actually don't really have to, because this kind of takes us back to, you know, before any of this happened. So it kind of tells us where this whole switch in power came to be, and where the humans end up being more of the pets than the monkeys and the gorillas and all those are in charge of the planet. So this kind of sets it off, and maybe for a sequel, who knows.
So recommended?
It's getting pretty good reviews, about a 7, 6 or 7.
That's
so you know it's worth seeing probably. One thing to talk about: Andy Serkis, who did Gollum in the Lord of the Rings, who did the motion capture with the character Gollum. He did the character Caesar, the main chimpanzee in this movie. So you've got somebody who actually played this. This is not just strictly a CGI. This is kind of Avatar-esque.
Wow.
Where they did the motion capture, so you really get the real acting of this character.
Okay, and what's this rated?
PG-13. So you've got violence, obviously, some language, some sexual situations and things like that. So definitely a PG-13.
Okay.
Okay, and you also have another movie coming up, Change Up.
Yes, this is a comedy, not for everybody. PG-13 might work for some people, but this is definitely a movie you're not going to want to take little kids to. You're probably not going to want to take the in-laws to. You're probably not going to want to take the grandparents to. This is a hard R. This was almost an NC-17 movie. They had to make some changes to bring this down to an R-rated movie. Jason Bateman, Ryan Reynolds, getting word that this is a really good buddy comedy. There's some other parts of the movie that might fall apart. Basically, you've got Jason Bateman's the married guy, Ryan Reynolds is a single guy. They both kind of envy each other with their lives, and at a fountain they make a wish. I wish I had your life, wish I had your life. So they switch bodies. We've seen this before in about a dozen other movies. The thing that's different in this one is it's an R-rated comedy. They're going for it. They're maybe even over the line in their comedy. But so basically, what would happen if the single guy becomes the married guy and the married guy becomes the single guy?
This does look very funny. I mean, we've seen this plot over and over again in time, but I can tell this one's going to be a little bit different, a little more humorous. It looks like a great movie. You said it is rated R.
It is rated R. It's a hard, what we call a hard R, where it's almost an NC-17. It's almost like no kids admitted. So just be aware of that. It's getting about a 5.5. So maybe wait on it. Maybe don't pay full price for it.
So not a date movie, for a first date at least.
Maybe, yeah, not a first date movie. Yeah.
Okay, and this fall you also have The Beginners.
Yes. It's kind of one of those things, retrospective kind of in movies, where he goes back and looks at his relationship with his father. Then it turns out his father comes out of the closet after the mother dies. So kind of a changing of lifestyle for Christopher Plummer's character, and Ewan McGregor's kind of trying to figure out his life and come to grips with the fact that his father is terminally ill, his father's, his mother died and all these things. So there's a lot going on there. It's gotten good reviews, 7.5, 8. It's a limited release. It's only at Celebration Rivertown. Celebration North, and so that's out this week. But it's a limited release, and it's gotten pretty good reviews.
Okay, so we have
thinking about.
Yeah, some really good movies coming out.
Right.
But like you were saying, we were talking about earlier, there's also a movie you can see this weekend.
Right.
A great movie. You and I were both talking about it. I've seen it.
Yep.
Super 8 you can see.
For $4, starting today, you can go see Super 8 at Celebration Woodland. It's one of a couple other movies that are playing there. You've also got, hold on, let me look at my notes real quick. You've also got Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris, which got good reviews. So if you were skeptical about seeing that before, you can now go see it for $4. And Larry Crown and Mr. Popper's Penguins are also playing there.
Okay.
And then on DVD, you got Soul Surfer, so if you didn't get to see that back then and you were interested in it, and Rio is also out on DVD.
Wow.
So
many movies to see.
a lot of choices.
For right now and for
next
the fall.
week. Yeah.
And next week.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Aaron, always giving us the inside look, and your ratings, you never go wrong. So we're looking forward to this weekend, spending time at the movie theater.
Yes.
And for all the new movies in the theaters this weekend and on DVD this week, check out Aaron's Laff at the Movies blog on woodtv.com and on Facebook.
We'll be right back.
This is 8 West.